All right, beautiful people. Welcome to a live stream. It's been a minute. Admittedly, it's been like 6 or 7 days since we've done our last live stream. Not gonna lie, I took a bit of a break. There. It's the holidays. I've just been focusing mostly on coaching, but we are here tonight. We are here tonight to do a live stream, and we're going to be talking about You Are Not Broken. So, this live stream is not necessarily aimed at any sort of specific advice, I guess you could say, but it is a stream that we're going to get into how you can go from the absolute bottom of the totem pole with your mental health, whether it be with anxiety or panic or depression or whatever it is that you're dealing with, and how you can come back from that. And we're going to talk about, things like how your brain is not broken. You are not a broken person. You are not somebody who can't recover. You are not somebody who is going to stay in this hole, right? So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. It's just a little bit of a motivation stream, a positive stream. It's like I said, it's not so much focused on any particular advice, but I'm sure we'll get into some of that regardless. But anyway, hello everyone. It's good to be back. It's good to be back with the stream. Hope you're all doing fantastic tonight. So I'm sure it'll come as no shock to any of you that my sleep schedule is absolutely just screwed. That always happens. It seems like that will always be a thing. So we're here at about 8 o'clock tonight. We got Ghost in chat. We got Crystal. We got Sky. What's up, everybody? We're lagging a little bit, but should play out. We got Winning. We got Miller. What's up, guys? We're going to let this, it should work itself out. There we go. I'm going to send out some notifications real quick. Give me just a second to do that, guys. Give me just a second. All right, there we go. Send out those notifications. How's everybody doing tonight? Chat's finally working. There we go. How you doing, Ghost? How you doing, Sky, Crystal, Winning? What's up, guys? Miller, what's up, everybody? Welcome. Yeah, so this is not one that we're gonna wait around too long before we get started, because like I said, this is not a stream that's necessarily aimed at any particular piece of advice. This is just a motivation stream. This is a positive stream. We don't like to use the word reassurance around here, but I guess you could look at that as this stream as that kind of stream. But let's get into it, shall we? Let's get into it. So, get this pulled up. Tonight, guys, we are talking about You Are Not Broken. Anxiety, you are not broken. Panic attacks, no matter what it is that you suffer with, right? Whether it be panic, whether it be anxiety, whether it be depression, whether it be just a mixed grab bag full of different things. You are not broken. There's a lot of people out there who are under the false belief that there must be something wrong with them. There must be something wrong with them. There must be something wrong with their brain. There must be something wrong with their mental that they simply cannot come back from. And I'm here to tell you that that's just not true, right? You can go from the absolute bottom of the totem pole. I'm talking the bottom of the totem pole with your mental health, and you can work yourself back up. I am living, breathing proof of that. A lot of people in this chat tonight are living, breathing proof of that. So I know if you are currently at your worst, right? Again, no matter what it is that you're dealing with, whether it be sensitization, aka anxiety or panic or depression, I know there's people out there who truly believe that they are a lost cause, who truly believe that they are hopeless, that they are broken in some way or another. But I'm here to tell you that you can go from the absolute bottom of the barrel and you can work yourself back up. Like I said, there's plenty of people in the chat tonight, including myself, who is living, breathing proof of that. Living, breathing proof of that. So if you're watching right now and you're really down on yourself and you're really upset and you're really frustrated and you're really scared, right? You're just really scared that you're never going to get back to the person that you used to be, or that you're never going to work yourself up to a point that you want to be, or that you're never going to enjoy life again. I'm here to tell you tonight, despite the way that you might feel right now in this moment, right? Despite the way that you might feel right now in this moment, that is simply not true. It is simply not true. You can get to where you want to be. You can work yourself back up to where you want to be. You can work on yourself. You can work on your mental. These things are very much possible. And I know when you're feeling so upset and frustrated and scared and confused, You may think to yourself that this is not possible. You may think to yourself that the person that you used to be or the person that you want to be is unattainable. You may think to yourself that you can't get there, right? And that is not true. If you're willing to put in the work, right? If you're willing to put in the work and you're willing to take it day by day, and you're willing to learn, right? You can get to where you want to be. You can get back to where you want to be. There's a lot of people who could be watching this stream tonight or might be watching this stream in the future who used to feel how I felt, right? And it's not a good feeling. It is not a good feeling. It is very upsetting to think that you are forever stuck this way. It is a very depressing, frustrating, and upsetting feeling to think that you can't make progress. It is a very upsetting feeling to think that your life as you once knew it is gone, right? But the real you, the person that you used to be or the person that you want to become is there. And for anyone watching this stream tonight who is very upset, who's very scared, who's very alone, and feels all those ways, and it can be difficult to remember what that feels like. Let's say we've got people in the chat tonight who have made progress and feel better. It's probably difficult for you to think back and remember what it used to feel like. Or maybe it's not, but for some of you it might be difficult to think back and remember what it feels like to be at the absolute bottom of the barrel, just starting out. It's not a good feeling. And there's probably a lot of people out there who feel very desperate tonight. There's probably a lot of people out there who feel very, very upset and scared tonight. So this stream is for them. This stream is for anyone out there who feels very lost, alone, and confused and is not quite sure where to turn. This stream is for all the people out there who are watching this and just have no idea what to do with themselves, right? And again, it might be difficult for you guys in chat tonight, right? If you've been here for a while and you've been making progress, it might be difficult for you to remember what that feels like. But just to remind you, it's not a very good feeling. It's not a very good feeling. So if that's you, right, if that's you and you're very upset and you're not quite sure what your options are and, depending on how upset you might be, if you're in a very dark place right now, if you're in a very self-defeated place right now, if you are like I used to be when I was, even when I was a kid growing up and having no idea what was going on with me, and I was just kind of cuddled in a corner with my laptop with like an inch of dirt on me from not bathing and showering and in tears and just absolutely destroyed both mentally, physically, and almost in my soul, right? If that is you watching this stream tonight, I want to let you know that you can go from that, just like I did and many other people here in this community have. You can go from that to getting back to yourself. You can go from that to getting to a person that you want to become. I know it feels absolutely hopeless at certain points, but the more you learn about this stuff and the more you become willing to put in the work, the closer you will be. So if you are having difficulty finding hope, right, whether you get encouraged from hearing my message, because like I said, I was once that person in that corner, or whether you get encouraged from the other people in the chat in this community, I want you to know that there is always hope, and there is no such thing as somebody who can't recover. There is no such thing as somebody who is stuck like this. There is no such thing as somebody who can't work on themselves, right? Months and months and years on end before I found out about acceptance and how the brain really worked, and I was doing all this negative thinking, and I was fighting every thought instead of accepting it, and I was fighting every feeling instead of accepting it. Before I knew all of this, I put myself through absolute, and I'm not trying to sound dramatic, but I put myself through absolute literal hell for months and years on end. Like I said, in the corner, just filthy, dirty from not taking care of myself and just being totally consumed by myself and terrified and scared and confused and not sure what to do or who to turn to, not sure who I could talk to, not sure what the next step was, right? Just absolutely terrified. You can go from that, right? I did it to myself for months and years on end, and I went from that to the person that I wanted to become. I went from that to the person that I used to be. Recovery is possible for anyone. It doesn't matter how far you've beat yourself down. So some people think, well, I've just beat myself down for so long, I'm a lost cause. I've just had these bad habits for so long, I'm a lost cause. There's no way I can bounce back from this. How many people have told themselves that? There's no way I can bounce back from this. That's a lie. That is a teetotal lie that you are feeding yourself, right? But there's no truth in that statement whatsoever. And again, I'm walking living proof of that, and a lot of people in the chat tonight are walking living proof of that. So hopefully by the time this stream is over, you feel a bit more encouraged to work on yourself. Right now, if you're brand new here and you're thinking, well, thank you for the encouragement and thank you for the hope, but what do I do now? I'm going to fill you in. When this stream started, I said we wouldn't be focusing on specific advice, but I'm going to give you a quick run through just in case you are watching this and this is your first time here. Where do you start from here now that you feel a little bit more hopeful? Put down the laptop, put down the phone, put down, turn off the Google, get away from your research, and I want you to understand and I want you to practice two things. I want you to understand and practice that what you tell yourself about your thoughts and feelings will determine your recovery. If you continue to tell yourself very negative things about your thoughts and feelings, which means when they come, you try to fight them, you try to problem solve them, you try to argue with them, you give them more importance, you give them more power, and you set your amygdala off. You set your amygdala off. So the first thing you need to do is step away from all of this research that you're doing, and you need to start working on what you tell yourself. What I would like for you to tell yourself when these thoughts and feelings come is something like, you know what? I need this. This is a release. My anxiety learns while my anxiety's turned on, because that's true. Your brain learns while anxiety's turned on. You have access to retrain your brain when you're feeling scared. So it's good that you're feeling the way that you're feeling. We can work with that, right? So step number one, you must start telling yourself when these thoughts and feelings come, instead of trying to figure them out or obsess over them, you must start telling yourself, you know what? I need these thoughts and feelings. I'm going to embrace them. So that's the first step. And you may not believe that, but you need to practice that. So that's the attitude of acceptance instead of a fight. Step number two, you need to live your life. You need to live your life as if you don't feel the way you feel. And I know that sounds like such a tremendously big task, an impossible task, but take it one step at a time. So while you're telling yourself things like, you know what, I need these thoughts and feelings here, it's not going to be instant relief. Keep that in mind. It takes time. So, you're still going to feel like crap, but you need to keep reminding yourself, instead of fighting mentally, you need to tell yourself, you know what, these feelings mean that I'm healing. And then comes the second step of living your life, that you can go one step at a time. You can go one step at a time, right? So yeah, you're probably not going to believe your new accepting attitude or inner voice, whichever you would like to call it. You're probably not going to believe that at first, but you really need to practice that accepting attitude of, you know what, burn as hot as you would like. So let those thoughts and feelings burn as hot as they would like, for as long as they would like. And you're just reminding yourself to let it burn. Right? And step number two, you're living life one step at a time, even if you're at the bottom of the barrel, and that means just making your bed today. I'm proud of you, right? So again, this stream tonight, guys, is mostly aimed at people who are either just getting started with acceptance, or somebody who has no prior knowledge of acceptance, and just feels completely lost. That's who this stream is aimed at. Of course, if you've been here for a while, this is still a good refresher for you too, right? But understand, right? Understand. And I like your comment, by the way. I don't believe it, but it's better than fighting. There you go. You'll believe it in time. You got to work, and you got to build this accepting attitude. You're probably not going to believe it right away, right? So I like that comment. But again, if you're watching this stream and you're at the absolute bottom of the barrel, right? And you don't know where to turn, hopefully the two things that I just gave you will put you in the right direction. But the main point of tonight's stream, right, is that you are not broken. You are not broken. You are not hopeless. There is no such thing as hopeless. There is no such thing as a person who cannot recover. There is no such thing as a person who cannot make progress. I've seen people go from the absolute worst to living their best lives. I've seen people go from just absolutely convinced that they could never get better to getting better. I've been doing this for about 6 years now, and I've seen it more times than I can count, right? So I don't want you to sit there and continue to tell yourself that there's something different about you, that you can't make progress but everyone else can. That's bullshit. It's a lie, right? It's a lie, and it's a lie that is very self-defeating. It's a lie that's very terrifying. It's a lie that I fed myself for a very long time, and it's a lie. At the end of the day, it is a lie. No matter where you are in your mental health journey, right? No matter where you are in your life right now, no matter where your mind might be, no matter where your mental health might be, whether it's just absolutely horrible or you're somewhere in between, no matter where you are, There is no such thing as hopeless. There is no such thing as being unable to recover. There is no such thing as any of this. Your brain is always willing to learn. In fact, they recently discovered that it doesn't matter, right? They've done tests, and they've recently discovered that it doesn't matter through research what age you are, your brain is willing to make changes. You can change your brain. You can change the pathways in your brain. Now, again, if you're sitting there, how do I do it? How do I do it? Well, remember the two things I told you. Stop fighting with the thoughts and feelings. Start feeding yourself an accepting attitude. Let it burn as long as it wants to burn. That needs to become your new attitude. And while you're letting it burn and you're no longer fighting it, your brain is learning that it's not a real danger, right? And then, of course, live your life. Live your life. So that's where you get started, and that's all you need to know. I know it seems like this is going to be an uphill battle for you, right? But we're trying to get rid of the word battle. We're trying to get rid of the word battle, right? And I want you to know that no matter what you do, no matter where you're at, you absolutely can make progress. You absolutely can make progress. So whether you feel horrible, whether you feel somewhere in between, today is the day to get started. Today is the day to get started. One step at a time. You're probably not going to feel instantly better right away. I wouldn't expect that, right? But you need to give yourself, some slack, and you need to remind yourself that you need to take it one day at a time. All right, you guys. So doesn't matter how bad off you are. I hope that you are at least a little bit encouraged to get started, whether it be today or tonight. Go ahead and get going. Go ahead and get started. Take it one step at a time. Again, it doesn't matter how awful you feel. It doesn't matter how broken you may think you are, but just keep going. Just keep going. Okay? I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching tonight's stream. We are going to hang out with chat, and we are going to read some comments, and if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask those, and we'll get those answered for you. We're going to get some music going, and we're just going to enjoy the rest of our stream. Again, hopefully somebody feels just a bit encouraged by this. Hopefully somebody out there is a little bit touched by this and is willing to put in some work. Okay? All right, you guys. So let's get our music going. If you've got questions, now's the time to ask them. We're going to catch up on chat. We're going to read what we've already got in here. We're going to see who we still got in here. Let's see. Should we get the Christmas music going tonight, guys? Should we get the Christmas music going tonight? All right. Let me turn some on. We're going to have to sit through a quick ad, but that's okay. Let's turn some music on. Let's hang out. Good vibes tonight, positivity tonight. Let's have a good rest of our stream, and let's try to keep that positivity high. All right, so let's read up. Let's read up in the chat and get caught up on everything. We've got Steph in here. What's up, Steph? We got Sanchez, Lucy, UK. We got a bunch of faces in here tonight. What's up, guys? Hope everyone has a good Christmas. Thank you, Mad Lad. Appreciate it. Sanchez with the Christmas emojis. I love it. I love it. Love it. Okay, uncomfortable. It was a miscommunication thing, I believe. Okay, yeah, just feel free to reach out to me, Mad Lad, if there's anybody giving you a hard time. I'll take care of it. I was convinced that my skull was going to bust open. Funky skull Muppets were going to spring forth. Well, that's one way to put it, Sky. That's one way to put it, Sky. All right, let's see here. Who else we got in here tonight? Let's do a quick little roll call. Who else do we got in here tonight? Who we got? All right. Sanchez, my boy, have you put your tree up yet, dude? Have you put your tree up yet? I think you said you already had put your tree up, didn't you? All right, let's keep scrolling. Sky, did you ever overcome? I think you had a bit of a cold there. Yeah, let me see if I can grab a link for you, Mad Lad. I think I have a command set up for that. Let's see. Give me just a second. I've got it here somewhere. I think I need to refresh the invite links, actually. Let me do that real quick. Oh shit. I've had a few people tell me the links have been broken recently, so just give me a second. Let me redo the links. Discord's really weird about invite links. I've had to go on steroids for my chest, so I'm going to be buffering. Buff or buffering. There you go, dude. Oh, we got an ad already? We just started. We just started. Okay, there we go. Hello from Ireland. Hello, John. How you doing? What's up, dude? How are you doing, Lucy? We still got Lucy in here. Sorry, I'm scrolling up the chat. I'm reading comments that were sent forever ago. You're always gonna what if I never believe my inner voice or I die, more BS, even if I don't ever believe worrying won't solve it, right? It's just more worrying on top of worrying. It's just more worrying on top of worrying. Worry on top of worry on top of worry. Yeah, give me just a second. I cleared all the invite links so that we could start new ones, and I'm going to post it in the description. It should be in the description of every stream from now on, and I'll also update it in the bot. That way the bot will drop it every so often. I've been more stuck on feeling like I'm resisting or fighting, but I'm reminding myself to stay out of it mentally. So it's kind of like it's ironic in a way. You get into this mindset where you're like, am I resisting or am I fighting? Which is more resisting and fighting, right? When really the go-to attitude that kind of mops all that up and solves all that is the go-to attitude of whatever's burning needs to burn, all right? Whatever's burning needs to burn. So let's say it's an intrusive thought based on, am I doing this right? Which is a good one, which is a good one. That is one that a lot of people experience. Let's say it's an intrusive thought based on, am I doing this right? Okay, well, just let that burn. So that thought might come, and it might even cause you to feel anxious because you're like, oh no, if I'm not doing it right, blah, blah, blah. No, just cut all that out. Just cut all that out and remind yourself that, yes, if you've got a thought that is making you question whether you're quote-unquote doing this right, let that burn too, right? If it's making you feel anxious in any way, the thought of, are you doing this quote-unquote the correct way, let that burn too. Let that burn too. All right, let me fix this in the bot real quick. It'll only take me a second, guys. Invites are currently paused. I wiped them all. Let me create a new one real quick. Or I could DM you I think I got you as a friend, right, Matt? Are you Deku, right? I think I have you as a personal friend already. Tell me if you get this. I'm gonna try to personally just send you a link that I generate. What's up, Luis? Welcome to the stream, dude. Miss Thanksgiving, how are you doing? Let's see, I gotta log into Me6 here. Yeah, give me just a second. I'll tell you when I send it, Mad. We currently have we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 invite links. This needed to be done a long time ago. The Sky and Kate live stream on the Vacate Fear platform. I have a headset. I've got a working title for the stream. Oh, you've even got a title lined up for us. Okay. Okay. What is the title, Sky? I'm curious. What's up, Henry? What's up, Rich? Good to have you back, Wonder Bro. Thank you, Rich. Appreciate you, dude. Anna, hello. I must have missed you there. I'm doing like several things at once here. Guys, please feel free to continue to ask your questions even while I'm working on this. Your questions are always welcomed, always welcomed. Kate and Muppet plus Wonder God Talk Life. Interesting title. I'm sure that'll raise a couple eyebrows there. Sky. Okay, Deku, I never know which one is right. You need to open your friend request up. It says you're not accepting friend request. Once you do that, I should be able to help you out. Yeah, open your friend request up. I'll toss you a friend request. And I will get you a link. And I'm also going to put a one working link, not 10, because for some reason we've generated 10 links. I'm going to put one working link in the description of each stream and in the Me 6 bot. So if anybody's interested in that, that link should be good. Hashtag harsh. It takes some preparation to build yourself up to feel ready for a podcast. It takes some mental preparation. I've done my podcast, Sky. It's your turn, Sky. How do you feel about doing a podcast without Kate's help? So you're only resisting and fighting if you jump in mentally, not based on feeling resistance. So the feelings, a big common mistake, and this is absolutely crucial. A big common mistake that a lot of people make with acceptance is that they falsely believe, right, that their feelings are somehow an indicator of whether or not they're resisting. But that first fear is going to be there, right? That first fear is going to be there. The feelings are going to be there. That's not an indicator of whether you're resisting or not. In fact, we need those feelings to be there. The anxiety, the symptoms that come along with it, the thoughts. It's what you tell yourself about these thoughts and feelings, right? That's really what's going to make a big difference in the end. Of course, again, that's not going to be instant, immediate relief, but it is going to make a difference in the end. Yeah, it says you're not accepting at the moment, Deku, or Mad Lad on here. But once you get that taken care of, I'll get you back in there, and then we'll get you sorted. We'll figure out what's going on. Okay, gotcha. Just toss me a quick DM if you want to. Totally optional, but just toss me a quick DM on there. Let me know what happened, and I'll see if I can get that taken care of for you. Good evening, Wonder Bro. Good evening, Lucy. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Might be handing out some bands tonight. We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. Yeah, what's up, Wonder Bro? What's up, V? What's up, Rainy City? Rainy City resident. What's up, dude? How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining the stream. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you. Just feels like I'm fighting them or resisting even when I'm not getting mentally involved in living, but I guess that's more no need. Yeah, it's nothing for you to figure out. So a lot of times, like again, a big common very false belief that people have when they have anxiety is that somehow if they're feeling anxious, then they must be resisting it. No, those feelings are going to be there, right? You're going to feel the feelings in your body. You're going to have the thoughts come. You're going to have the symptoms show up, right? You're going to have all of that. And that's not resistance. The only resistance comes in the form of mentally trying to figure these thoughts out. You know, if you're trying to obsess over them, if you've got an attitude of, okay, just let this burn. Like, even if it's really hot, I need this. My brain is learning. Like, if that's your practice mental voice or attitude, if you want to call it that, then you're good. You're good. There's really nothing to obsess about here. There's really nothing to try to figure out. There's no missing pieces to the puzzle. You just have to work on what you tell yourself, because that's going to determine, you know, your attitude. And you don't want to have an attitude of second fear, which is a fight. You want to have an attitude of, okay, yeah, this is burning and this is hot. And you don't even necessarily have to like it, right? This is burning and this is hot, and I don't necessarily like it, but I'm not trying to fight with any of these thoughts or figure them out or argue with them. I'm not trying to problem solve. Right? Yeah, I'll do it. Just feel that the banter would be great between the three of us. It might be one day. You know, one day maybe we can do me, you, Sky, or me, you, Kate on a podcast. A liability for what, Sky? Am I getting shadow banned? Oh no, not you, Sky, not you. Maybe not anybody. We're just gonna get to the bottom of somebody was having an issue on the Discord. We're gonna see what that's all about. And, you know, if we have to swing any ban hammers around, then we will. But it doesn't involve you, Mr. Sky, or anybody in here, I don't think. Oh, that's what I meant. I didn't care if I felt anxious. It just felt like I wasn't accepting it, but thank you for answering. Yeah, so as long as that anxiety is there, whether it be in your head with thoughts or in your body with physical symptoms, but you're just reminding yourself to let it burn and that it needs to release, right? If that's your attitude, if that's the one that you're practicing, big word practicing, then there you go. There you go. Is it true that anxiety never goes away? We just learn to deal and cope with it. So this is one of those questions where it's like, is anxiety curable? Is anxiety curable? Anxiety is a normal human emotion, right? You can't just abolish anxiety as an emotion. Everybody has what we call anxiety or nervousness or even fear from time to time, depending on the situation. So when people say you can't cure anxiety, they're referring to the fact that you can't just get rid of the normal human emotion of anxiety or fear, and that's true, right? But what you can do is you can desensitize your nervous system. That's the only reason you're bothered right now, is because you have a very tired, fragile, sensitized nervous system from so much fighting, right? And that's what's making you feel so intensely. So no, you can't get rid of, oh, you know, never again in my life will I feel fear or nervousness or whatever you want to call it, anxiety. You can't get rid of that. That's just being human. But you can take a very tired nervous system and make it not that way. You can take a very tired nervous system, a sensitized nervous system, and desensitize it. Absolutely. I believe we got a $20 Cash App from, let me see, who is that from? Pete? I want to say Pete. Did that say Pete? I hope that said Pete. $20 Cash App, dude. Thank you so much. First tip of the stream, man. I really, really appreciate you. We're on a 237-day streak, you guys. Thank you so much. 237 days. That is absolutely crazy. Show some love in the chat to Pete, guys. Thank you for the $20 Cash App, man. I appreciate you. You are a legend. Thank you, dude. Thank you. Show him some love in the chat, guys. Show him some love in the chat. That's helpful. You're welcome, Kevin. Yeah, it's one of those topics. It's one of those topics people get a bit confused on. No, you can't just abolish the normal feeling of anxiety from time to time or nervousness. That's just part of being human. But you can desensitize a very sensitized nervous system, which is the reason you care about anxiety to begin with, which is the reason that you're currently feeling all the ways that you feel. You can desensitize a sensitized nervous system and get it back into proper function, right? That's one way to put it, some proper function. All right, who we still got in here tonight? Who we still got in here? Let's do a quick roll call. We got Kate, we got Sky, you guys still with us? Sanchez, and Luis, Crystal, we still got Steph in here. Where's Steph at? Took me a long time to understand that. We still got Kevin. Thank you guys for showing love to Pete. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the tip, dude. Thank you, thank you. A malleable piece of hardware. It really is. It really is. Like I said early on in this stream, we talked about how they've recently been discovering and making strides in their research towards the fact that the brain is always willing to learn, no matter what age you might be, despite what age you're at, right? So the brain is always willing to learn, and we're starting to learn more and more about just how, you know, moldable the brain really is. I feel left out. So basically, if you're new here, anytime the chat starts to spam a bunch of hearts, it's showing love and it's showing gratitude to our tippers because they really help keep the show on the road. So anytime we get a tip, you guys didn't see that one because it was through the Cash App, but anytime someone uses the link in the streams, you'll see it pop up, and you'll also see the chat probably begin to spam hearts, and that's why. It's just a way to show love and gratitude to the tippers. Make them feel, you know, special, because they are special. Gotcha. Don't pop into the streams very often. It can be difficult to catch the streams live because we don't have like any sort of a schedule that we stick to. So it can be kind of difficult to catch the streams live. Oh, also, let me drop this link for you guys. Kevin found the purple heart. There you go, dude. Yeah, if anybody's got any questions, man, now's the time to ask them. Feel free to ask your questions. I've jammed a bunch of your videos in my ear holes, though. Hey, I appreciate it, dude. Thank you for watching. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Oh no, is that an ad? Is that an ad? That's an ad. Okay. We did not catch that in time. We did not catch that in time. I got you, Matt. I got you, dude. I'll probably get in touch with you and figure out what we're gonna do and reply to you after the stream goes off. I don't want to get too distracted, you know. But we will get it sorted for you. Don't worry, dude. Sanchez, thank you for all the Christmas emojis, man. Always spreading the cheer. I'll be honest, I'm a little bored of this particular background we got going on here. Let's see if we can switch. I think it's too bright. I think that's my problem here. I think it's too bright for my tastes. I would rather have something like nighttime themed. Let me see. We'll just leave it alone for now. Yeah, no problem, Mad Lad. We'll get you sorted, dude. Today I could feel my anxiety cooking up, but before it got more intense, I got out of bed and started cleaning my house, and when I was done, I felt better. Was that coping? No. So the reason that you probably felt it building up, you know, so to speak, to begin with, is probably because you were laying there, and the anxiety came on, and your attitude, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I might be wrong, and the attitude was probably something like, oh God, I'm starting to feel anxious, and normally what you would probably do is continue just to lay there and tell yourself, oh God, I'm starting to feel anxious, and of course that's going to make it bubble up, because you've got the attitude of resistance, of a fight. So next time, start telling yourself something like, you know what, I need this to be here, I'm going to allow this to be here, and then get up and clean anyway. So I like that you got up and you started living life. You didn't lay there and just like tell yourself all these negative things. That was a good call on your behalf. So congrats on making that decision. All I would say is next time that happens, also add in that accepting attitude, right? Add in that accepting attitude. Remind yourself that it's okay if these feelings want to show up because you need them there, right? Remind yourself that it's okay if the anxiety shows itself because anxiety learns while anxiety is turned on. So work on your attitude towards that anxiety while you get up and continue living. So you did make the right choice. And the reason it probably boils up any other time is probably because you continue to lay there and just tell yourself all sorts of negative things about how you're starting to feel anxious. So work on that accepting attitude, and then yes, you can still get up and live, right? You should be getting up and live. So congrats on making that decision. Just make sure that you've got the accepting attitude, or that you're at least practicing the accepting attitude while you get up and get on with living. So very true. Thank you. Absolutely. If anybody else has any questions, man, feel free to ask them. Jillian, what's up? Missed the beginning. Anyone ever get mid esophageal? Oh my god, did I read that right? Can someone confirm whether I read esophageal area pain? Linger? I don't even recall breathing hard. I've been to the ER and had x-ray, etc., so I know I'm fine. If you've been checked out, if it's been confirmed by a doctor that this new symptom, I don't know if it's a new symptom for you, but this symptom for you is not something to be concerned about, then I would take that and run with it. But for me, anxiety can cause the strangest and most bizarre symptoms. I think not just for you, Kevin, but for everybody who's ever experienced it in their lifetime, right? Anxiety can come with a lot of symptoms, and a lot of those can feel quite bizarre. All right, give me just a second, guys. I'm going to go grab a quick drink. I'll be back. We're going to finish this stream strong. Again, show some love in the chat for Pete, man, for the tip, man. We're at 20 on the tip goal. Good stream so far, guys. Continue to ask your questions. I'll be more than happy to try to help answer those. And we'll be right back, you lovely, beautiful people. All right, apologies for the delay, beautiful people, but we are back. We are back. Does anybody have any questions for me? Let's see. I do feel accomplished some today. Had anxiety, felt like I was resisting it. Had a thought of, oh, this feels like I'm resisting. Must not be right. Said, okay, cool. Resist away then. Bye. I love it. I love it. Let me explain why I love it. I love it because by saying, oh, am I resisting or not? Like the mind is trying to get you worked up. Are you resisting or not? Blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, you know what? If I'm resisting, cool. You stop the fight. And in doing so, ironically, you stopped resistance, right? No resistance to what is, even if it's a thought that says, what if you're resisting? Okay, well, I'm not going to fight with that or obsess over that because that is resistance. That's definitely resistance. So to just say, cool, okay, if I'm resisting is the opposite of resistance. It's ironic, right? You just have to practice the attitude of whatever feelings are here, whatever thoughts are here, I'm going to let it burn. Even if that's a thought that says, what if you're resisting? Okay, let it burn and let that make you feel anxious. If you feel anxious, fine, let it burn. Right? That could be, adopt that as your go-to mantra. I don't care. Adopt that. Let it burn. Let it burn. So I like that. Yes, I can drop the link for you, Kate. Give me just a second. Give me just a second, Kate. So yes, it is what's today? It is the 15th. So if anybody would like to look over one last time, because I think we're about at the point now where the shipping would be off. It would arrive after Christmas. So for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, I have a secret wish list that I made with just a few things on it that we're putting together for Mom. She doesn't know we're doing it. So if anyone would like to look over that, now's probably the time, because like I said, any later on, and I don't know if they will arrive in time for Christmas, but this is completely optional. I will drop the link, and if you'd like to check it out, you can check it out. If not, that's cool too. So there you go. If anyone's interested in that, you will be given full credit. All right, let's continue reading here. I have to accept uncertainty. Good thing that while I was at the ER, I refused to look at the blood pressure machine because I didn't want to see a high number, which one, you're in the ER, that is likely happening. Anyway, yeah, that's the thing about the whole blood pressure readings, is that they're likely to be high anyway because you're already in the emergency room, out of your element, and probably anxious. So, but the darn thing beeped at me, and I accidentally looked at it, and I'm glad because it was actually a good number. Well, there you go. It turned out fine anyway. Whatever feelings are here, even feelings of resistance, love that. So it's funny, dude, because again, no matter what's there, even if your mind's trying to tell you, oh, this is resistance, as long as your attitude is, you know what, say what you want, whatever thought wants to be there can be there, whatever feeling wants to be there can be there, just let it burn. If that's your go-to attitude, like I said, steal that. Actually tell yourself, let it burn if you want. Let it burn. Right? Let it burn. If that's your go-to attitude, it doesn't matter what thoughts or feelings pop up then. As long as you're coming back to let it burn, then who cares? Who cares? That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know, right? That's all you need to know. Anxiety's your friend is a statement that made me so mad, but I found to be so true, right? Before you understand about acceptance, it's probably a statement that rubs you the wrong way, but it's definitely true at the end of the day. Usher, let it burn. Yeah, every time it seems like every time I bring up the whole let it burn mantra, if you want to call it that, people always reference the Usher song. People always reference the Usher song. I'm here for it, dude. I like it. I like it. Yesterday I got married. Well, congrats, dude. Congrats. That is awesome. Show some love in the chat. I felt really anxious, but just let it burn and it went away. We cannot let anxiety take over our lives. Using the 2 keys really works. I love it, dude. I love it. Show some love in the chat. That's awesome. Hey, man, congrats. Congrats on the marriage. I'm sure from this point moving forward, now that you're married, your stress levels will be through the roof. So, you can always come back to the channel and, you can always come and listen in on the advice. I got you. Congrats, man. Little bit of a joke there. Just a joke. I found a new super fuel for endless energy. My skull juice. How much do you charge for the skull juice? The forbidden skull juice drink. Hey, you could start. Hey, dude. Business idea, Sky. You could launch a new line of drinks and call it skull juice. There you go. Oh, Santa. Santa? Okay. Santa, we've got Santa in the stream tonight. Santa with a $30 tip. You know what that means. We've hit tip goal. I love you, beautiful people. We have hit tip goal. That is a $30 tip from Santa, a 20 from Pete. Thank you guys so much. We're moving on to a 238-day streak. Just let that number ring for a second. 238-day streak. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. That really helps me out, especially this time of year. But Santa, we've got Santa in the house tonight, apparently. Of course, I know who really sent it because I get the notifications, but I'm not going to tell you because it's secret, right? Santa with the $30 tip taking us to 238 days. Santa, you know who you are, and I love you, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you. 238-day streak, guys. I've missed you, man. I have missed you guys. 7 days away from streaming. Yes, it was needed. Yes, it was nice and relaxing. And, it's good to take a break from any topic, right? But I still miss the crap out of you guys. So it feels good to be doing a stream tonight. Thank you guys so much for the love and the support and all the purple hearts. Thank you. Terry, we got Terry in the house. I wonder if Terry is Santa. I wonder. Terry, how have you been, dude? I know you've been going through some shit recently. Just some life shit. I hope it's working out for you, man. We think about you. We think about you all the time, Terry. You have left your mark on a lot of people in this community, and we think about you. We worry about you sometimes. I hope all that crap is sorting itself out for you. I wonder if Terry is Santa. JB, what's up, JB? Got COVID recently. Dude, I went through a bout of COVID, and honestly, I'll be honest with you. I know some people don't get it as bad as other people, and it's all different, and you never really know, and blah, blah, blah. I get all that, but for me personally, COVID was like having a really mild cold. So I don't know if that makes you feel any better or not. It wasn't that big of a deal for me personally, but then again, maybe I was just one of those people who don't really get affected by it, but maybe I got lucky. But anyway, regardless, yes, the 2 keys will help, because to be in resistance and fight with anything, whether it's a real sickness or not, does not matter. To be in resistance and to fight with something and obsess instead of just letting your thoughts and feelings be as they are while you continue to move forward is always going to be a fruitless and very futile endeavor that's going to make you very, very stressed. So will the 2 keys help? Absolutely. To answer your question, absolutely, dude. I think I got it down. We're only resisting and fighting if we are in our head being negative. Basically, dude, that's one way to put it. Why? Why is that a thing? Because to your amygdala, worry equals danger. So when you're tacking more worry on top of intrusive thoughts, you're just going to get more or less the same, right? So you need to just let it all burn. Let it all burn. You're going to feel like crap. That's not fun. Right? Like, I just want to make that known. It's not instant relief. You're going to feel like crap. It's probably going to come and go. I don't know. It might come and go. You might feel better Monday and not so great Thursday. I don't know. But as long as you're just letting it burn, you're not getting up in your head. I like the way that you tried to simplify that there. Just don't get up in your head adding negativity. That is definitely one way that you can put it. And if it helps you to see it that way, then continue to see it that way. I have no problem with that whatsoever. In an old stream, I think it was Sky who said there are 3 rings of marriage: engagement ring, wedding ring, and suffering. Oh, there you go. Probably was Sky. Yeah, no doubt. It probably was Sky. That sounds like a something Sky would say. So, my money is on it was definitely Sky who said that. That's why we love Sky around here. He is our jokester. He brings our comedic relief. Because I started to freak out, got almost panicked because my first panic I had a hard time to breathe, and when my nose gets stuck, I freaked out. So yeah, you got diagnosed with COVID, right? And you got in your head, just like dude's comment said, you got in your head and started adding a bunch of negativity, freaking yourself out. Yeah, just come back to let it burn, dude. Let your thoughts and feelings do as they will. It's not going to be comfortable, but it's a hell of a lot better than adding a fight. And not only that, it will lead to healing. Yeah, still a work in progress, getting past negative life crap. LOL. Truck back in shop for second time this week. Man, Terry, you have had some issues with that truck. Old reliable is starting to show its age. It happens, dude. Hey, I hope everything continues to work out for you, Terry. We got your back, dude. If you ever need a place to come and just get things off your chest, we got your back. I had to remember the other day, instead of feeling the symptoms and thinking, oh my god, the anxiety, blah blah blah, I switch it and I say my chest is tight or something. Yeah, my chest is tight. You know what? Let it burn. It's an attitude adjustment, man. That's what it is. Rich with the $10 tip. That is the best tip note I think I've ever seen. Rich with the $10 tip says for inflation. Well, thank you, dude. Actually, that helps a ton. So we have not only hit tip goal tonight, guys. We have broke tip goal tonight. We are moving on to 60 on our tip goal. Rich for inflation. Thank you so much, dude. So show some love to our tippers in the chat tonight, guys. Thank you so much. Really, really do appreciate it. Extra stress I was putting on myself was so not worth it. Exactly, Sky. Exactly. You got to let these thoughts and feelings just run their course instead. It's still not going to be comfortable, but it's a hell of a lot better than a fight. Am I right? Rich, thank you so much for the $10 tip, bro. I appreciate you. So not only did we hit tip goal tonight, we broke tip goal tonight. Thank you, guys. Big round of applause for all of our tippers. Yeah, things will get better. Just going to take a little time and patience. Agreed, Terry. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Thank you guys for showing your support for the tippers. Appreciate it. I'm trying to catch it. It takes practice, JB, right? It takes practice. It's not an overnight thing. You don't change your attitude overnight. It takes practice. It's like going Super Saiyan without wanting it, for the nerds out there. There you go, dude. That's one way to put it, Mad Lad. That's one way to put it. It's like you're going Super Saiyan. But you got to accept that you're going that way, right? You got to accept you're going Super Saiyan. You know, it's funny, and I'll probably be ridiculed for this by some of the nerds, the quote-unquote nerds out there. But I've never watched a single episode of Dragon Ball Z. It's just one of those shows that are extremely popular. I just have never took the time to watch it. I know. Should be illegal. Nova! Holy shit, Nova! I think by this point, whenever we get a tip from Nova, which for those of you who don't know, Nova is my dog's name. I think by this point, some of our regulars sort of have an idea of who Nova is. I'm just going to say it because this man deserves props. Terry, thank you so much for the $10 tip, dude. Thank you so much, Terry. I appreciate you. We're at 70 on the tip goal tonight. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. Beautiful people. You are awesome. You are amazing. And you deserve all the props in the world. Thank you so much. It feels so good to be back with a stream tonight. It feels so good. I'm glad I sat down and decided to do a stream tonight. It's good to see you guys. Like I said, a 7-day break was really nice. And, you know, it's nice to get off the top of anxiety from time to time. And I urge you guys to do the same, right? But it always feels good to come back and see all the familiar faces. I like it. I don't watch a lot of shows/movies, so I'm in the same spot. No, I got you, dude. Hey, Rudolph. Rudolph? Question mark. Now, that's a new one. Who could Rudolph possibly be? I know because I got the notification, but I'm not going to say. Rudolph, thank you so much for the $10 tip. That is 80. Wow, thank you guys. Holy shit. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I say it all the time, but I don't think I say it enough. I've got one of the best communities on YouTube. It just goes to show you numbers aren't everything. You can still have a very tight, awesome community regardless of the numbers. Thank you guys so much for all of your love and gratitude and support, and just thank you for being awesome. I appreciate you. Thank you for all the purple hearts, JB. You said you were also for a long time about acceptance. How long did you practice? Oh, because I'm practicing over a year, 100%. I'm not where I used to be. So you're definitely making progress. And the reason we don't talk about time frames around here is because they're totally unpredictable, and it's pointless because you can't predict time frames. Me personally, a long time ago, I believe in a couple of my videos, I said how, I didn't consider myself to be where I wanted to be within a year's time, but that doesn't mean I was suffering throughout that year. I made significant progress, and I could have just been okay with where I was at. I don't know. See, I don't want to give time frames. One, I don't quite remember exactly the time frame, and two, it just makes people think, oh, well, why am I not there yet in that amount of time, which is a very unhelpful way to think. But I'll say that within a year, I wasn't exactly 100% where I wanted to be, but I was much further than where I was. And honestly, I would have been satisfied and happy with just living there in that spot for the rest of my life. That would have been fine. So it's an ongoing sort of process. Within a year, I was to the point where I felt like, okay, I'm back to myself. There's still some loose ends to tie up, and maybe I've got a couple things that I need to do, and that's okay. But I'd say within a year, I did feel pretty damn good. I felt pretty damn good. Now, within a few months, I'd say my suffering was less, and then a few months after that, my suffering was even less, and then so forth and so on. But you see how time frames can just be so confusing and so daunting, and you really shouldn't put yourself on one, because let's say it takes somebody 2 months to feel like they can say, oh, I'm 100%, and let's say it takes another person 7 months to say, oh, I'm 100%. Well, there's nothing we can do about that. It just depends on multiple factors. How are you practicing? Are you really practicing? Are you really not fighting with your thoughts and feelings? How many pathways exist in your brain that need to be retrained? How long, it goes on and on. There's just so many different variables. So that's why we don't talk about time frames. But as far as that goes, I'm going to sum that up by saying this. Who was it that asked that? JB. I'm going to sum that question up by saying this. Let it take however long it needs to take, because it doesn't matter and it's completely out of our hands. JB says, yes, I almost feel 100% compared to last year while I was homebound, but I still need to work, especially when the strong anxiety comes. Yeah, you might have some loose ends to tie up. That's fine. I think within the first year of me doing YouTube, even after a year of doing YouTube, I don't know if you can find it, but there's a video somewhere on my channel within that first year where I even did a video on saying, hey, I had a brush with panic the other day, guys. And it was no big deal. It didn't turn into anything because obviously I knew exactly what to do. But it just goes to show you that even within the first year, I've been doing it for 6 years now, but even within that first year of doing the channel, I still made a video where it's like, hey, the other day I had a brush with panic. These things just happen. Let it take however long it wants to take. You can make significant progress sooner rather than later if you go ahead and get started. And just know that it doesn't matter how long it takes, because as you're practicing this attitude shift towards acceptance, all that becomes irrelevant. Just keep going. You will make progress. You will see progress. You will see your symptoms improve, and you will heal your nervous system. But don't get caught up on things like time frames, right? Don't do that. Awareness, practice, and dedication. I love it, Terry. I love it, man. I love it. Claire Week says you're not giving it enough time and being impatient don't help. Exactly, it doesn't, because it's pointless. It is so pointless to worry about time frames because they can't be predicted. They're unpredictable. We know that your brain's willing to learn, and we know that you will heal, but we don't know at what pace your brain's willing to go. We don't know how many pathways you got to retrain. We don't know what's going on up in your noggin. We just know that if you use the advice, you're going to be working towards it. That's all we know. So don't put yourself on a time frame, right? It might take you 2 months, it might take you 6 months. All that's irrelevant. You might, I don't know, it might take you 8 months, and through the course of the 8 months, you feel significantly better halfway through, or maybe 2 weeks in, or maybe 2 days in. We don't know. We don't know. We just know that if you use the advice, you're going to feel better. Does it really matter when? If you use the advice, you're going to gradually begin to feel better. Does it really matter when or how long that's going to take? No, because you're going to get there. So it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. if you're truly dedicated and you truly use the advice, give yourself plenty of time, right? You'll get there. A lot of people start to feel better in a few months. A lot of people can even feel better in a few weeks. Some people can feel better in a few days with this attitude adjustment. Some people feel better within, I don't know. See, we could just go down this rabbit hole all day long, and there's just no way of knowing. But we do know that the sooner you get started, the better you're going to feel. So just go ahead and get started. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you're truly dedicated, and let's say put yourself on a 6-month time frame where you're going to see significant progress probably within those 6 months, you know, whatever. I always got to tack this on there. I always got to say, disclaimer, we don't know. We don't know. It could be 2 days. It could be 2 hours. We don't know. But that's not, you see how irrelevant that is? Because that goes against acceptance. If your attitude is that you're willing to let your thoughts and feelings burn, and that's what you're working on, which is what you should be working on if you're using the advice, while you live, that's the 2 keys. If that's truly what you're working on, then it shouldn't matter. You shouldn't be ruminating over questions like that. Woo! All right, beautiful people. So many good questions tonight. Such a good stream tonight. Thank you guys for coming out and watching, man. I really, really do appreciate it. You guys are lovely. You guys are awesome. And I just care about each and every one of you so much. Thank you for watching tonight's stream. Thank you for being who you are. And yeah, just thank you for being you, man. Get started. Keep working at this thing. Thank you for the awesome tip goal tonight. And toss a like, man. We're getting ready to shut the stream down, so toss a quick like before we do that. Let's get those likes up real quick. Like. Everybody like. Everybody go like the like button. Everybody go click it. Thank you. Click the like button. I love you guys, and I will see you all very, very soon. Until next time, you beautiful people, stay awesome. I love you. Mwah. You're amazing.